What is up, everybody? It is officially the first live stream of the year, first live stream of 2023. And glad to be here, glad to be doing it. It's been a while. It's been since before Christmas that I did it. But my life since Christmas has been a whirlwind, like an absolute whirlwind. Um, I got sick right after Christmas. And yo, what's up, John? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for coming and hanging out. Yeah, after Christmas, excuse me, actually New Year's Eve, I got really sick and hit me hard, kept me down for almost 2 weeks. And I finally got back to feeling normal, and I was getting back to my workouts and, getting the video content going. Saxman, what's up, brother? Thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. Really appreciate it. Um, John says, quick request before you do any burps with the drink, could you do a couple with just air? Glad to see you back, bro. I will try. That is the best I can do. I'm not much of a just pulling out of nowhere. Um, that's why I always use this, because it's like fueling up your vehicle. Your vehicle sputters when it doesn't have gas, and I kind of sputter when I don't have gas. But I'll try. But yeah, I got sick and just been working on getting back to feeling normal, and had a good week. Was back to my workouts and things like that. And then I got this weird, like, my body got super weak and really fatigued, but no other symptoms. Like I didn't have any like classic sickness symptoms, nothing in my sinuses or my chest or anything like that. But just like I couldn't perform well in the sense of living. Walking up and down the stairs was difficult, and even like I did some mild like yoga workouts, and that was difficult. So that's really what's been keeping me from being as involved with things like this live stream and things like that. It's just been 2023's kind of following the same footsteps that 2022 was. Um, it was just last year was difficult. I've mentioned that a handful of times. Last year was difficult, but yeah, like we're getting there. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I'm just kind of like, you know what? It's just time to get back on the horse and get things done and take care of things. And we're also preparing for our son, who's going to be here anytime. He could literally come any day now. So that's crazy. But yeah, just tending to my channel and getting things ready for It's Only Burps, and it's been a lot. So thank you for your patience and your understanding. Thank you for all the subscriptions that we've been getting. I know we're getting ever so slightly closer to the premiere of It's Only Burps. If you guys are unaware, the channel is actually live, in the sense of you can go there and you can subscribe, and there's a really cool trailer video that I made for the channel you can check out. And start spreading the word if you have other people that enjoy that kind of content. um, I am planning to film the first burping contest for that channel, hopefully next week, assuming that I feel good enough to do so. Had it scheduled for this week, but because I was just feeling so down and out, it just didn't work well. But yeah, we're getting it prepped. We're getting it. I say we're. It's just me. But you guys are helping me. Get the subscriptions. And again, once we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, It's Only Burps goes live, and I'll be working on content. Again, I'm not sure on the like how consistent content will go up there. I guess it all depends on when the channel goes live and where we're at with the baby situation and all that. That's obviously going to be a big impact on my time to live stream or create new content and things like that. It's going to be something I have to work around. But so just ask for your grace and your patience for that. Um, John says he had COVID for a week. Yeah, man. I've never actually been tested, but I just based on symptoms, I think I've had it. Um, and yeah, I don't know. He's ever since I got sick. So I made it all the way through 2020 and almost all the way through 2021 without getting sick. And then I got sick at the end of 2021, and I've just been it's just been a ride. We'll just say that. Um, let's see if I can pull out a couple dry burps here. Today's burpicola is one that's never been showcased before. This is Muscle Farm Combat Energy. The flavor is grapefruit lime. Pretty decent. Got it off of Amazon. If you guys are interested in trying it yourself, they have some trial packs on there. Not trial packs, but 12 packs on there with this, a black cherry flavor and a green apple flavor. And you can get it for like 15 bucks or 20 bucks, something like that. I don't know. I can't remember. I got this one, it expires in March, so I got a discount on the 12 pack and it was like 13 bucks. So 12 cans of energy drinks for 12 bucks or 13 bucks is a pretty good deal. John says, I already know that your son is going to laugh his butt off with your burps. Well, I hope so. If it's anything like the burping contest I did with Seth and my dad this last April, we actually were burping so loudly that Manly started to cry. Seth's kid started to cry, and for those of you who've seen that episode, you're familiar with that. So we'll see. Obviously, he'll be raised around that, and obviously he'll be showcased on the channel as well, and he'll be a part of these live streams, and so it'll be a fun father-son connection time. So anyways, I'll try to get out some dry burps. I don't expect much. It's not my forte. I've always been one that burps with liquid, and liquid always helps me get the best burps, which is again why I've always chosen to do that. Because when I came in here to do burping contests and become more burping content, I wanted to be able to give the best burps possible, and that's how I do it. So it's never been about, oh, I don't want to do that. It's just I want to give you the best, and that's how I can perform the best. So let's give it a shot. Well, it went better than I was expecting. They all tasted like the breakfast that I had, which doesn't always taste as good the second time as it did the first time. But there you go. There are completely. I haven't had anything to drink except for water. Gosh, in the last 35, no, probably almost an hour. So that's completely dry. Not bad. It was actually better than I expected. So, John, did I do okay? Did I serve you well with your request? Hopefully, I did. John also says he's for sure going to be able to burp like you, boy. I sure hope so. He's gonna be around it, and I will hopefully be able to instruct him. Again, it's not something that I've taught myself. It's always been something that I've been able to do. I actually watch old home videos that my brother and I filmed in like 99 and 2000, 2001. And I'm just burping like crazy. And then Seth will let off a burp and I'll give him a rating on his burp. And it's just something that I've done for the better part of 20 years, So John says they were good. Awesome. I feel another one coming. Nice. All right, let's open this energy drink. Okay, Saxman just called me out. I don't do dry burps. Proceeds to do epic loud ones. That's fair. That is a fair assessment. I guess sometimes you don't really pay attention until the spotlight is put on you, and someone's like, "Hey, do this," and you're like, "Oh, I guess I can." It's like I'm scared of heights, and my wife was like, "Hey, let's go on this hike. Let's hike to the top of this mountain." And I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that. I just know I'm going to be scared." And then it's like you just work through these things, and you find ways to work around things that you don't even realize you can do. So I appreciate that comment, Sex Man. It's probably going to sound like I'm saying Sex Man, but it's Sax Man, as in saxophone. It's not Sex Man. Although he may beg to differ. That's up to him. You'd have to look in the live chat to see if he agrees or not. Saxman says saxophone is good. All right, so we're gonna stick with Saxman, everybody. Don't go making Sexman merchandise or T-shirts or anything like that. We'll go ahead and keep it PG. Well, actually, G. If PG and saxophone are the same thing, like why would you need parental guidance for a saxophone? Who knows? Who knows? But anyways, I think we have Saxman right now, and we got John. Um, Fill me in, guys. What have you guys been up to? How's 2023 been treating you? I know John said he had COVID for a week, and pretty sure everyone in the world right now understands what it's like to be sick because I think everyone's been sick um, with something. It's something that I've kind of found is it seems like the classic cold, the common cold, the traditional cold no longer exists according to the verbiage or whatever. Like you just can't have a cold. Everything is COVID. Everything. I don't know, man. But sickness is sickness, in my opinion. And you're either down and out or you're not. You're recovering or you're not. So Saxman says he had the vid for 2 weeks as well, and during New Year's. Man, everyone was getting sick around the Christmas time, the holidays. Excuse me. When I did the podcast with my buddy Tommy from the UK, even he was sick, and he'd been sick for like several weeks, if not like a month or so. And my brother and his wife and his kid, they were sick. My parents were sick. My wife was sick. Like, mercy. Saxman says, impact of working out, going to the gym because your lungs are ruined and you feel breathless. Dude, absolutely. If that is not the truth, like, it doesn't matter how fit you are. When you get smacked with sickness, you feel like you're a brittle person that hasn't been able to eat right, who hasn't been able to, you can't move right. Like, I was really, really sick last January, and it literally felt like I was hit by a truck. Like, I had this crazy back pain that I've never had before. And like he said, breathless, like you just can't catch your breath. The smallest movement is just super crazy. But it's just like you got to push through and get those fluids and take those supplements, and the workout regimen does help. Something else that I found helps is intermittent fasting. That helps a lot too. Cleanses your system and heals your body. So if you're ever dealing with sickness, if you can, which is difficult when you're feeling like crap, if you can fast for 16 to 18 hours. A lot of times if I'm fasting, I'll start at like 6 or 7 o'clock at night and not eat anything. And then like say you do that on a weekend or a day where you have the day off the next day, then you can sleep most of that 16 to 18 hour period, stay in bed for 10 hours, stay in bed for 12 hours, even if you're not sleeping the whole time, just like, or not in bed, but like say if you stop eating at 6 or 7 o'clock at night, you go to bed at midnight, then you're in bed from 12 to 8 or 9 or whatever. It helps to eliminate a lot of that time of like wandering around. Like the people who fast during the day, unless you're working like constantly where you can't stop to have food, it's very difficult. Like when I retired and started doing this full time and I wasn't working all the time, fasting was a lot more difficult for me. So I had to figure out a new way to do that and, use that as a way to benefit myself. So by the way, again, I know I talked about this already, but if you know people that enjoy the burping content that I create, or all the other content that I make, because I make a wide array of content, let them know about the channel. Because again, once we hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, we will be going live with It's Only Burps. And I'm excited to do that. Like I said, we're going to be filming the first premiere burping contest episode. for It's Only Burps here soon. So yeah, spread the word. I need your guys' help to do that. So Saxman says fasting at night, 12 to 16 hours is absolutely doable. Yeah, that's just what works best for me. It's just what I found is that easiest based on my schedule now, So Saxman, what is your preferred burpicola for yourself? Not for me. I can try it, assuming it's diet or sugar free. Also, if if there's some kind of like a content idea that you guys have that you'd like to see me try, or whatever, either for It's Only or It's Only Burps, let me know in the comments because like I'm always looking for different ideas, trying to see what people would like, what people lean into, what they search for on YouTube. I've never wanted to put myself in a box. And so if there's any like content that you guys are watching a lot of that I don't have, let me know. And if it's something that I think that I would be capable of doing or that would fit well with what I already do, then I'll give it a shot. Saxman says, I actually don't drink much soda, so when I do, I get crazy burps because I'm not used to it. Yep, I totally get that. Absolutely get that. I actually fasted uh, for 3 weeks in January with my church. We did a fasting and praying for 21 days, and I fasted energy drinks. And I'm an energy drink fiend. I love energy drinks. I've been drinking them eh, for my entire adult life, basically. Um, and when I opened up my first energy drink after not having one for 3 weeks, I probably should have turned on the camera because it was crazy. Um, but yeah, it's like once you take a break from that carbonation and things like that, it's just boom, it's crazy. Saxman also says that he doesn't want to be burping down the phone at work or during a meeting. Dude, I get that. I absolutely get that. Back when I used to work in corporate America, I was in meetings a lot, and yeah, you're getting ready to go to a meeting, you chug down, your Dr. Pepper or whatever, and that happens, and you're like, oh my gosh, you're sitting there and you're trying to be kind and polite to everybody. You really just want to let it go, but you can't. So, by the way, tomorrow got a new video premiering. I'm going to be showcasing my retro collection, and I'll be showcasing my vintage toys and retro toys and retro video games and just some of the collectibles that I have. I've talked about it for off and on quite a while now, and finally got a chance to record that video. I think it came out really fun. A lot of great nostalgia. Obviously, if you're not a 90s kid or an early 2000s kid, it's not going to resonate with you as deeply, but I still think there's a lot of really cool things in there, especially if if you appreciate the past, and if you appreciate the look back, the nostalgia factor. Um, and obviously, I think most people that would enjoy that kind of content are some sort of like a nostalgic gamer. They like Super Nintendo, they like Nintendo 64, the GameCube, or PlayStation 2, things like that. But even if you've never partaken in anything like that, give it a chance, give it a shot, and you might be surprised what a collector's mindset um, does for you. Like that's how I got back into collecting. Like I used to collect a few things when I was a kid, but then I started listening to this podcast, the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast, hosted by Matt Cardona and Brian Myers, two former WWE wrestlers who are huge into collecting action figures and have these insane like $1,000 figures that nobody else has, things like that. And it really started to light that fire for me. And then I also started watching a guy on YouTube called Retro Rick. Great dude, great content. If you again are into that nostalgia factor, check it out. Retro has amazing content. He actually just recently, in the last couple months, bought a full video game store and is retrofitting it. And it's really been a cool thing to watch him do that. And has been a big influence on a lot of the content that I have started to create as well. But yeah, I just started to collect, vintage video games and things like that, and little knickknacks. And like I like old school McDonald's things. I don't know why. It's just McDonald's is one of those things I loved growing up, and now I have the means to collect some of these things. So it's been really fun. Yeah. Also, if any of you that watch my content have your own YouTube channel, leave it in the comment section because I will 100% subscribe. It's something that I've always wanted to do is to support other creators, and like I want you all to know like this is a place where we can come together and we can support each other. Like it's not about just put me up on a pedestal. I mean, why would anyone put me up on a pedestal? I'm just a normal Joe American, just like so many of us, and the other people that live in other countries. Like we're all just human beings, and we are no different than our names are different, personalities might be different, but they're also very similar. You know what I'm saying? Like we're all in this together, and it's all love, man. We've built a community here, and I want to make sure that I am supporting your guys' stuff too. If you do have things, so drop it in the comment section below. Not only just for me, but for anybody else that's interested in checking it out, because that's what this is about, man. It's all about love and coming together and supporting each other. Saxman says, "Have you ever played Super Metroid on SNES? The game of my childhood and still favorite game ever." That is actually one I've never played, and I'd have to check. I think maybe that one is available on the online subscription for the Nintendo Switch. If it is, I will check that out later. And I'm always keeping my eye open for good deals for the actual Super Nintendo cartridges because as you'll see in the video, I collect those. Oh, okay. Saxman says it's on the on Nintendo Switch Online, so I'll definitely check it out, man, and see what I think. Speaking of Metroid, did you see that Metroid Prime Remastered is now available on the Switch? The digital version is available now, and I think in stores is like February 22nd. But Metroid Prime was a huge game on the GameCube and has since been remastered. It looks absolutely gorgeous. And people have been wondering and wondering and wondering. They announced that they were working on it back in 2016. It's now 2023, and we've all been sitting here like, where the heck is this game at? And finally, yesterday, just literally out of the blue on their Nintendo eDirect or whatever they call it, Nintendo Direct, where they talk about different games, they said, hey, it's available, and it's available right now. Same with the Nintendo Switch Online and expansion pack. With the Nintendo Switch Online membership, you can now play several Game Boy games, and that catalog will continue to grow. As well as with the expansion pack, you can play Game Boy Advance games. So that's awesome. I actually went and played the Wario game on Game Boy Advance last night. Gosh, I think I played it for like an hour and a half. Just had an absolute blast. I'd never played it before, but it looks beautiful, fully HD, and the color and everything is just beautiful. Like to think that it went from a small handheld experience to now you can put it up on whatever size TV that you have to game on. It's really, really cool. So if you have that, or if you're interested in those kind of things, definitely check it out because it's definitely worth it. Saxman says, yep, I did. I'm a sucker for 2D games, though, so always prefer the older Metroids. Dude, I'm right there with you. I love 2D platformers like Super Mario World and just all those Super Mario games. Don't get me wrong, like I love Super Mario Odyssey, Super Mario 64, things like that. I've never played Super Mario Sunshine or Galaxy, but gosh dang, man, there's just something. It's probably a nostalgia thing for us, but just something about a classic 2D platformer that is so special. The music, just the graphics, man, I don't know. It's just one of those things. There's a lot of people that hate them, and whatever. Like we all have our preferences, but Saxman, you and I have the same in common, man. Like same with like the Donkey Kong Country games, dude. I started this summer on the Nintendo Switch Online. My wife and I started going through the original 3 Donkey Kong Country games. We beat the first one, and then we're right at the cusp of beating the second one, and then we'll move on to the third, and then into some of the later newer releases of Donkey Kong. Hopefully, we're going to get another Donkey Kong game this year. It's heavily rumored but we'll see. And they're talking that it could potentially go to more of a 3D experience rather than the 2D side scroll experience. I don't know. We'll see. Um, but those games, man, like the music and the atmosphere and the aesthetic of it all, like Saxman just said, it's our generation also, and it really is. But I think if you appreciate gaming now, you can go back and see the roots of it. You can see, yeah, we've come a long ways in a lot of positive ways, but we've also like we get a lot of unfinished products that we have to pay full price for in today's world. Where when we bought the game back in the day, we got the fully finished game ready to go and knew what we were getting from day one. And I kind of miss that. Donkey Kong, oh my gosh, yes, Saxman says, I really want to play it again. Used to play all the time when I was a kid. Dude, it's like there's actually a guy on YouTube who he found all of the original sound bites from the music creation for the Donkey Kong Country games, all three, found all of the original ones and fully recreated the soundtrack and released it on YouTube. And it's completely for free, completely copyright free. I've actually showcased some of those songs in my videos. You actually hear some in tomorrow's video. Just that Donkey Kong atmosphere is unbelievable. But what this dude did is they sound exactly the same. I swear I'm not doing this because I'm in the Illuminati, because I'm not. Um, they sound insanely perfect. That was like the soundtrack of my summer. Not only just playing the games, but getting in the vehicle and just turning on YouTube and just listening to these songs as my wife and I were going on vacation or cruising around or whatever. Um, Video game soundtracks get slept on way too much by people that do not play video games. I think there needs to be a section on some of these music award shows like the Grammys or whatever for soundtracks. And maybe there is now. I don't watch the Grammys anymore. I haven't watched it in years. And maybe there is. But if there's not, there needs to be, because some of these composers that are putting together music for these games to incite that emotional response when you're playing, unreal, man. Like Cyberpunk 2077 soundtrack, unreal. You have to like kind of that cyberpunky sound, that digital sound, but it's fantastic. Absolutely phenomenal. Saxman says you can actually have vinyls nowadays of both video game soundtracks and concerts. Yep, absolutely. I actually just found a vinyl record of the Donkey Kong soundtrack, and I was like, "Holy crap! It's pricey." But if you're looking to add to your collection, I mean, that's one way to do it. If you have the money that you're willing to invest, again, we all look at collecting differently. Like some people would be like, why on earth would you spend $35 on an action figure? Especially if you're just going to leave it in the package. And I like to leave a lot of my action figures on card. And what I mean by on card is they stay in the package. So I got this Kenny Omega AEW figure recently. Not sure I'm going to take him out. He just looks, I love the packaging. There's something special about, the design and the feelings and everything that go into these, and the picture from the actual, live recording of some episode of AEW. And then also the lineup from that same series here is really cool too. So he may come out, he may not, but like that was like a $24 figure. And some people would be like, why on earth would you spend $24 to $25 on an action figure not even going to open? It's just one of those things. Like, to me, that value is there and it's worth it. Where for other people, spending $250 on a pair of Jordans makes perfect sense. And for me, I love shoes, but I just can't pull the trigger on that. Like, I don't know. It's one of those things, man. Like, I love energy drinks. I'll usually go spend buy two energy drinks for $5. But then if I look at a gallon of milk for $3.99, I'm like, oh, that's a terrible price. It's one of those things. Sometimes it just doesn't make sense. All right, so we got some other viewers that are not speaking in the chat. Let me know. Who are you? So we can chat. Let me know what your guys' burpicolas are, what you've been up to this year. That's why you wanted to come and just hang out. And I know a lot of the people will come and watch us after this isn't live. But still, I want you to comment down below, even if it's after the fact. And because I try to keep tabs on people that are commenting on my videos and things like that, because it's all about showing love and appreciation. Like if you're watching my content, like that means the world to me. And without you, the viewer, then you know my videos would have no viewers. And I do this for a reason. Again, I don't do this to just like have a million views on every single video. That'd be crazy. But this is my passion. Like I love filming, I love hanging out, I love socializing with people. And this is my way of doing that now in today's world. It's crazy. Who would ever thought that I could sit in front of my computer and talk to anybody that is able to watch this live stream? Like it's just such a crazy world that we live in, man. It really is. A lot of things about technology get a bad rap, understandably so. But same time, a lot of technology gives us some really great opportunities. So um another thing you could talk about is like what were your guys if you make New Year's resolutions, what were your 2023 New Year's resolutions? Mine was to get healthy because I've been sick. Um, Start a new workout routine. I've been doing DDP yoga this year, and I then am going to do like a couple of weeks on with that, and I'm also going to then switch over to a program called Lift 4. That's with the Beachbody program, and that has actual weightlifting in it, and then a HIIT component, which HIIT is high intensity interval training. So really, 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 really fast for short spurts of time, and you do it several times. And then it always has a core component at the end as well. So doing that plus the DDPY, I've had back issues for years, and the DDPY has already helped me become more flexible. And I've always been flexible, but the DDPY has just helped tremendously. So I cannot speak positively about that enough because it's a fantastic program. Saxman says it's interesting because you get a lot of guys nowadays who are in touch with their childhood, teenage years by buying figures and collectibles. Dude, you nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. I know that's like it's been a way for me to feel like I'm connecting with my past, as weird as that might sound, but it's true. Like I'm in my treasure hunting, I'm finding things that I had as a kid that I'm now finding still in the package 20 years later. And it's crazy. And I'm like, or even toys like I always wanted back in the day. And now I'm finding them as an adult and I'm able to buy them because I have the means to do so now. Where 25 years ago, I had to lean into my parents to get that toy for Christmas or for my birthday, or I had to, save up an allowance or, whatever. So yeah, it's really crazy how people are connecting and being vulnerable and being emotionally vulnerable and things like that. Like, um, it's really cool. It's really, really cool. And it's been a really cool shift because like I said, I think the collector's market really exploded in 2020 when people were bored out of their minds and stores were closed and everything, so they're looking for something. And I know that's when I started to build my collection more so than it was. And then over the last couple of years it just really exploded. It's still small in comparison to so many other people's collections, but for me it's I love it and it's been really fun to build it. So yeah, back to like 2023 resolutions. Another thing was, ooh, that one got stuck. Oh, they're getting stuck in their kids. Um, I needed to get my sleep fixed. I was having some sleep issues last year as well. And luckily, I have been able to get better sleep, which helps your body heal, helps your body regenerate. And like when you're working out and things like that, it just helps everything be better. And so, luckily, I've been able to do that. And then obviously get prepped for the arrival of our son. And it's our first child, which is crazy. Due date is literally 10 days from today. And according to statistics, 76% of people, I think, or 70% of people have their child 10 days before or 10 days after the due date. So somewhere within the next 20 days, most likely based on statistics, I will have a little child in my arms. That's insane. It's really crazy. Like you're talking about childhood and teenage years, like whew, cannot believe that I'm at that point in my life where I'm going to be a dad. Like I'm going to be a YouTubing dad. That's pretty crazy, you know. But I'm blessed, man. Like it's so cool. Like I get to be a stay-at-home dad. I still get to do the things that I'm passionate about. I get to raise this little boy with my wife. And yeah, like it's so cool. Like there's been times where we go out and about, and we watch these kids popping off and their parents aren't doing anything. I'm a big believer in discipline, man, and proper discipline. Um, and like we get to choose how to discipline our kids, and we get to choose how to raise this little boy. Like that's just crazy. It's a big responsibility, and I'm thankful that the Lord has given me the opportunity to take on that responsibility because it's nothing to be shy about. So, oh yeah, it's been nice, man. It's been nice being able to get back on here and just get you guys all caught up on things. Sometimes when I'm not able to get on here, I do feel bad because I want you guys to understand. Like I give this my all, and sometimes I don't have the means or I don't have the time to get as much content out as I'd like. I've always been mostly a one video a week kind of guy. Um, and when I have the chance, when I started doing these live streams, obviously that gave me a chance to get a little bit more content out for you. And um, yeah, it's just fun. It's fun to be able to get to talk to you guys, get to know you a little bit better, and vice versa. Um, but yeah, if you haven't subscribed, as all YouTubers say, hit that subscribe button. It means a lot. We're still trying to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark. And once we hit that subscriber mark here on It's All Me Burps goes live, and that's going to be exciting. Um, yeah, like it's just it's been a crazy 4 years, man. I cannot believe that I'm now in my 5th year of It's All Me. Like we're into year number 5. Like whew, time flies. It really does. Also, I will be doing some live streaming of gaming. I'm not really sure what my day looks like tomorrow, but I might be able to get on here and do some live streaming. I got a couple more games on my computer that I'd like to try out. I'm not a horror. I like horror games, but I'm not good at playing them because I get freaked out, and I know that that will make for good content. And there's this game. It's called Choo Choo Charlie. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. It's literally a train that is like this vicious monster. It's like comes to life and it like tries to attack you. I played it for like a blip around Christmas time, and it was crazy. And I know that it'll make me freak out. Um, so I do want to give that a go and live stream that with you guys. Um, and then there's some other games. Gosh, there's another one just came out. Oh, High on Life is another game that I'd like to try and do a live stream with. Very different first person shooter. I think your gun is like an animated character who talks back to you. Different things. If there's any other games too that you guys are interested in seeing me play, if you think it would fit like my personality or whatever, let me know. I'm again, like I said, I'm always looking to give you guys the kind of content that you're looking to watch and what you enjoy. If you guys enjoy like the podcast and things like that too, cool. If you're just here for the burps, I understand that as well. We all have our preferences, so my door is always open. I might not get back to you as quickly as we all would prefer, but my door is always open. So just give a little knock, and hopefully I'll answer at some point. My my drinks get pretty empty, And we're coming up on 40 minutes already. Man, time flies on these live streams. It really does. So once this is done, we will probably wrap it up for today. But I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out and watching the video, watching the content, giving those thumbs up, giving those subscriptions. Yeah, it means a lot. It really does. There we go, kids. Ooh, that was interesting. All right, well, I think that wraps it up pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits. It's Only Burps goes live, 1,000 subscribers. If you look in the description of this video down below, you will see in the description, subscribe to my burp channel. Click that link, it'll take you right there, and you can hit that subscribe button just to get yourself prepped and ready for that day when it goes live. I also have a paranormal channel that I run with my brother. Bigfoot stuff, Sasquatch stuff, ghost hunting stuff, full-length documentaries, including our award-winning Squatch, Iowa documentary, as well as our Haunted Iowa documentary that has been viewed, gosh, like 403,000 times here on YouTube. It's pretty cool. All that information is down below, as well as some channels that I recommend checking out, including my brother. Yeah, Saxman says epic burps. Wow, sorry, I cannot talk. Epic burps, dude. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me today, man. I really appreciate it. Deeply appreciate it. That's Saxman, everybody. Saxman, as in saxophone, okay? Don't get it confused, all right? It is a Saxman. The Saxman. All right, new video premieres tomorrow at 9 a.m. Come tour my retro collection with me. Check out my office. See my space that I created. See this whole entire area where I create my videos, do all my editing. See it all. Get a peek behind the veil, if you will. Help to get you know me a little bit better. If you haven't been able to do that over the last 4 years. But yeah, man. Everybody, thank you so much for your constant support. It means the absolute world to me. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully there was enough burps sprinkled throughout. I know I need to do another just burps video where it's just a 2-liter in my hand and chugging it and just popping burps off left and right. I know you guys enjoy that too. More live streams to come, hopefully, assuming I stay healthy. Again, thank you guys for your support, for your understanding. And as always, it is all me and no foot, and we will see you in the next one.